Today's video, we're going to talk about Advantage Plus shopping campaigns and how they can crush it with this tweak I'm going to share with you in this particular video on how we're using them to make even more money than they already make, which they're already great for promoting anything with an e-commerce business. They have been actually better than a manual campaign for quite a few months now, if not year plus now. Just to let you up front, if you're not using them already, you should for selling any kind of item. But that said, on top of it, there's some key things here that you should know because Advantage Plus shopping campaigns are running off of machine learning. Facebook is looking at all the data that you have that comes to your website because there's tracking pixel on there, all your customers if you provide them that data, and then trying to make an assumption about who on their platform is a likely buyer of your product, okay? Knowing this is how the whole campaign's structured and works, the better data that you are able to feed the system, the more your results are gonna be. And there's a key way to bring outside data to Facebook to feed this beast, if you will, that will get you a ton more results that we're using on different campaigns that is getting excellent results. And then with that, I'll tell you a different company here, if you stay to the end of the video, what results we were able to get adding this extra data to the machine learning system that Facebook has in order that basically get you your results. With that said, I will go over how to actually specifically use this strategy and then of course what your actual results will be. So with that said, before I get into the content though, I am Corey Zyman, owner of Guaranteed PPC, a online advertising agency that specializes in guaranteeing results for their clients. That is, we do not charge our clients management fees until we get them a certain minimum results on their campaign in excess of what we basically charge. And we're the only agency on the planet who offers that offer, which should tell you something about the quality of the services that we provide. So with that said, getting into the content here. So the main technique here in order to get these Advantage Plus shopping campaigns to work better is to not focus on Facebook, but to focus on Google. If you've watched my other videos before, I talk about all the time how YouTube ads are like the Facebook ads of 2012. Facebook used to be really great for selling niche items because hyper-target users, Facebook linked up with third parties to get data about who's in market for what. They worked really well. Now, Facebook still works well, particularly for mass market products, but for super niche items, unless you understand some of the more advanced techniques to bring data into Facebook, you could actually bring audiences into Facebook and so on and so forth. But with that said, YouTube ads, with that, you can actually hyper-target people that are just in market for a certain thing. In market for a certain shower cleaner, in market for a certain style of rims that you want to sell somebody. And so your Facebook ad can show up for them, whether it's somebody looking at a competitor's stuff or recently searched for a 5-spoke rim that I'm looking to buy, and then people have recently searched for that, you can run your YouTube ads against it. And it's very effective for niche marketing. If I have a niche product like that, I'm going to more so focus on YouTube because of how niche the targeting is. Now, that said, what I like to do in most instances where we're scaling up, we try to get Google ads to work first. That's our base. Then we're going to try to get YouTube ads to work, at least for a really niche item like that. Then we're going to add in our specific Facebook campaigns later on. Specifically on Advantage Plus shopping campaigns. And then what is going to happen when we go in that order of things is we're going to collect data about what works and what doesn't work to feed the machine learning algorithm. The better or quality data that the machine learning algorithm gets, the better results it's going to get and through these Advantage Plus shopping campaigns. So with that said, you basically, if you want to run a really good Advantage Plus shopping campaign, you run the best display campaign through your Google Ads account and your best YouTube campaign through your Google Ads account that you can, and that is going to prime the pump, so to say, for your Advantage Plus shopping campaign. What I like to do nowadays with this, now that I'm armed with this information that I'm telling you here, I like to run an Advantage Plus shopping campaign when I start to run my YouTube and my display campaign, like I'm going to tell you about in a minute here. The Advantage Plus shopping campaign is going to be run on a very small budget. We're talking like $10 a day. Assuming you spend like 100 plus a day on Google right now, you spend 10 a day on Facebook as you're getting into it, and then it's just going to set the stage for the learning to start happening on Facebook side. Then I'm going to take my YouTube campaign and my display campaign serious because I could target people looking for that item I'm selling specifically, build that up to as high level as possible, while watching my Facebook results. And then when my Facebook results get good enough, I'm going to start to scale that up as well. So you can run Google ads, display campaigns, and YouTube campaigns, also demand gen campaigns technically too, which runs your ads on Gmail and in addition, which are great. If you've watched my other videos, I speak very highly on those and how much better they are than display campaigns in general, because you're getting on Google platforms, not websites that can have bot clicks on them per se, even though display can still work what you're doing. Watch my other videos about that. So with that said, if you're selling a mole removal cream, let's say, ultimately, then what you're going to do is you're going to create a custom intent audience targeting people who have looked for mole removal creams in the past, or how to get rid of a mole, or they're looking for a mole removal dermatologist because they want to get their moles surgically removed. These are all and I've done this exact space, so I know this works. This is a real case study example where we did this and it worked. And we're going to target all those people with our YouTube ad, and then we're going to create a banner ad for those people, and we're going to try to scale it, okay? But even with that, no matter how good your ad is and how good your campaigns are, it's still going to take time to build up. You got to run your $10 a day budget, wait till some conversions come in, or 30 or whatever you have at the beginning to start with. And it might take you a few months to get to where it's starting to produce conversions. Then you turn on your smart bidding, limit your cost per conversion to what you can afford to spend. Normally we would wait at least for 10 to 30 conversions somewhere. And then we're going to try to raise the ad budget on our display campaign and YouTube campaign like 15% at a time to keep scaling it up without breaking the system. Have our ROI of our campaigns go out of whack, if you will. Like I said, you'll run your display campaign, YouTube campaign, and your demand gen campaigns all off of that same custom intent audience, where if somebody's Googled recently, any of those things where people would be looking for a solution that your product provides, you're going to then target that audience. In addition to that, though, if you want to add a little bit extra to this, you can actually make a list of all your direct competitors' items, and you can create a custom intent audience around those competitor searches as well, and create a second custom intent audience around that as well. Or on top of that, what I would recommend you do, like in the mole removal cream example here, I would create one for people that are just looking for mole removal dermatologists. That is one audience. One looking just for creams. One looking just for like DIY information for removing your own moles at home or what have you. Because they're all going to perform differently. That's a different crowd each time. So anyway, we're going to run those campaigns. We're going to scale them up as quick as possible with the Facebook campaign running in the background. And we're watching it and we're seeing how that campaign does. The goal here is, like we did with the mole removal product, is to keep scaling up the ad spend with the YouTube, the demand gen, and the display campaigns as much as possible. Because once we hit a critical mass on the traffic that's being driven to the site that we know now is in market for what we're selling, we are building up a hell of a future campaign that we can run on Facebook for that marketing that same item as well, okay? So whereas Facebook doesn't have the data about who specifically is somebody in market for the product, and for a mole removal cream and people want to remove a mole at any given time, it's less than 1% of the population, then this approach worked really, really well to get Facebook to run your ads towards the people who actually are going to want to buy a product that removes moles. If you sell something for more that has mass appeal that more than 1% of the population would and could buy, like a fat loss product, then you can just run your ads on Facebook without this YouTube and display campaign in the background going to train Facebook's algorithm, because you don't need it. It's just, you blasted that ad out there to everybody. People who want it will click on it. People who don't, won't. But when you're marketing to, let's say, a subset of, out of 400 million people in the US, you need to find 10,000 people who would actually want this product. You can't go and blast it out there to everybody because you're going to go broke in the process of doing it, or you're going to blow so much money in the beginning for the Facebook's algorithm to find where the results are on an ongoing basis. It's going to get the ROI that you want. Anyway, with that said, you get the general idea of the gist of what I'm saying here. You're going to train the Facebook algorithm with the Google campaigns that you're running. For the Google campaigns, by the way, if you haven't watched any of my other videos, I talk about the main offers for that is, like for the mole removal product, we would have a 20% off this month only, because when somebody sees a banner ad and it says mole removal product, that's cool and all. You might get some sales, but you'll get a hell of a lot more if you have something that says, here's a reason to click on it right now, not later or think about it, but right now. That would be the main way to do it for a product. 50% off, you find some percent off where people would actually be interested enough to click through. Even if it means marking your product up 50%. 50% off all mattresses this weekend. It'll get a lot of people to click. And then that traffic, if we can monetize it even at a break-even level, we are opening up a huge behemoth campaign we can run on Facebook using that Advantage Plus shopping campaign that we want to run. So, and then on YouTube, on that side of things, the main styles that work nowadays that we are going to immediately go to is either UGC style ads, where you have somebody that's an actor that looks like they are a customer. Hey, I just bought this mole removal cream. It was great. And I tried 3,000 products before this, and I found this product and it changed my life. I got 15 babes after I removed my mole, and now my life has completely changed. The more dramatic the results, the better, before and after. And then you run an ad like that. Or you run a major media ad. You pay, which this is totally doable. Trust me on this. And if you don't, you can reach out to me in the comments and I'll tell you how to do it. But you reach out to a major media outlet, whether it's a major magazine, major news station. The old legacy media is desperate for money right now because all the ad dollars are starting to go online more and more and more every year, and specifically to the main platforms. So with that said, what you'll do is you'll say, I want coverage, or you can have a radio show even. With this, I wouldn't necessarily do that, but because you can't show a visual there. But you have the person on that TV show interview you about, it looks like you've been being interviewed on a particular TV show about your mole removal product. And you record that interview, and then that's essentially your YouTube ad. And the reason why this works so well, obviously, is if you're on TV, it must be true. It just adds that huge amount of legitimacy to your offer right away. When people are scrolling, or should I say in this case, on YouTube, and you're watching a video and you're interrupted with a video ad, you're really not going to give a shit because it's like, oh, it's an ad, I don't care. Or I don't believe what they're saying, so I don't care. When you see something that was on the news, you're going to be likely to stop and watch it. Way more likely, like 10 times more likely. So the $10,000 cost it costs to get on that news station to be interviewed is worth every penny, because you're going to be able to use that ad for the next 5 years. It's just part of doing business. So, and it works so much better than something that wasn't on the news, for me, if it's a product that I'm personally promoting for a company that I'm running, I'm going to run that ad first, even though it costs money to get the ad creative together. You'll make more money focusing most of your efforts and money on the creative than you will just trying to get the targeting to work. If the creative is right, the targeting, you don't have to be a mastermind to get the targeting to line up. You can also, though, do extreme demonstration if your product applies. So these are all video ad formulas for products. You can also do extreme demonstration. If it's an extremely durable product, beat the hell out of it, show that it doesn't break. If it makes you lose weight, show how, do a time lapse and show how it makes you lose weight or whatever. That's the type of stuff people like to pay attention to if they are going to see an ad. Okay? So that's your other main route to get the so-called YouTube campaign that you're going to use to power your Facebook Advantage Plus shopping campaigns to get going, if you will. And you try to just break even with them so that you can get the algorithm trained on Facebook. Then once you got far enough into it where you are, generally speaking, once you have at least 1,000 visits a day going into your site, all these people who are in market for your product or a product exactly like it, that's the time when your Advantage Plus shopping campaign should really start taking off. If you're not sure how to do this yourself, what I just described, you can always reach out to me at my agency at guaranteedppc.com, and I will definitely walk you through the process, set you up a campaign. And as mentioned, we do not charge fees until we get you results at our agency. That's our signature offer. Just reach out to me at my site and we can at least have a conversation about it. We also sell ad templates. If we worked in a niche market that you're in already, we could sell you the template that works for that niche market or a market that you want to enter. If you want to sell mole removal cream, we got a template to do it, for instance. If you wanted to start selling that product or a product like it, we've worked in over 200 niches now at this particular time. So the chances are quite high that we've already got you the results that you're looking for or a market that you're looking to enter, which is starting a business on easy mode, starting with the template. If you're interested in one of those, you can let me know. We got people using these templates to do a number of different things. They're just drop shipping, or they'll use a template to sell leads, whatever. So anyway, and then with that said, like I mentioned, if you have any questions at all about what I'm saying here, or any marketing related question for that matter, you can always leave me a comment below. I get back to every single person who leaves me a question or comment on the channel, usually within 24 hours. So going back to what I was saying here, Advantage Plus shopping campaigns are excellent revenue drivers. And what Facebook's going to do with the campaign that you set up over there is going to heavily retarget. The Advantage Plus shopping campaigns are heavy on retargeting unless you tell it not to. And it's going to retarget all the traffic that you're driving from your display campaign. A lot of people expect display ads to work like someone saw a display ad, they clicked through, they bought right away. Very few people actually behave that way. They just don't, and especially for any kind of expensive item. What you should be doing as an online marketer is finding ways to get people initially interested in your stuff and then remarketing to them for a long time until they're ready to buy. Frankly, very, very, very few people do this. Advantage Plus shopping campaign is going to retarget all the people that you've identified are in market from your YouTube and your display campaign that you're running on Google Ads, so that you can actually close the sale with those people. And because they saw it on the banner ad, they were interested, but they were not motivated to buy right away because they were too lazy to get out their wallet or whatever. Then they later on saw it on Facebook. Now they're ready. You're going to clean up with your Facebook ad because of that alone. But then more importantly, it's going to be able to find people that are like the 1,000 people a day reaching your site via these other campaigns that you're running. And that's the real leverage, or where the real money is at doing this overall strategy for your business. Now, naturally, you can make money with your YouTube and display campaigns, surely, but you'll make as much, if not more, probably more with your Facebook Advantage Plus shopping campaign once you got it going, once you got the data in there. Otherwise, what you're going to do is turn this campaign on, and it's not, if you don't have at least 1,000 a day visits to the site already that are people in market for what you're selling, the campaign's going to struggle for a long, long time. And a lot of you guys, I understand, you can't run a campaign at a loss for 12 months at a negative ROI just to build the algorithm up. You can't, or whatever. So this is how you avoid it. You start with the low-hanging fruit, the people that are already in market for what you're selling, and you start with the low budget, and you let your Google ads that are normally going to work right away for you finance a 10 or 20% of what you're spending on Google ads. You reallocate it to display ads of some sort, that is non-search engine ads, and you build it up in this specific way that I'm telling you about. With that said, there's a lot of details that I did not cover here. I highly recommend you subscribe to this channel because I go over how to run a display campaign, how to put together a UGC video ad or a video ad script that works. If you haven't subscribed, therefore, you should subscribe already. I promise you, you're not going to find any better information elsewhere on YouTube about how to actually set up ad campaigns that work, because most of the channels are just completely going very lightly over the different subjects, and it's not enough to really make your campaigns work in and itself. And these guys, they're not actually running any ads. They're trying to lead generate for a firm, which their team does the work. The person on the channel doesn't actually run any ads or do anything themselves, or they run a couple of campaigns, or they don't run any ads at all. I personally spend 40 hours a week doing ad strategy. I'm in the weeds doing the work. I know what specifically works because this is my full-time job, my sole job. And I spend my weekends going over and sharing what works. So if you're going to pay attention to anybody, you want to pay attention to the information on this channel. And then furthermore, you can check out my blog. My blog is just as good. Find that at guaranteedppc.com/blog. It itself has my strategies laid out there, step-by-step instructions with the screenshots, everything you need to be able to use them. So you should check that out as well. If you like the channel, you'll like the blog as well. So with that said, okay, you can think of the YouTube and display campaign and the demand gen ad that you run that's not normally going to be great for a long while until you really build up the momentum and data behind your campaigns there. But you're going to do it because you're going to see the light at the end of the tunnel, which is once I'm able to afford to get at least 1,000 visits a day to my site like this from these display campaigns targeting in-market audiences, everything else is going to start to work finally, because the algorithm is going to be able to see all the similarities between all of the people that visit my site on a regular basis. And then now it's actually going to figure out where that 0.05% of the population that normally buys, and specifically at any given time, because it changes. It's not just about demographic changes, but someone who's likely to buy usually goes to this site first and then this site. And if they do those two things, really likely to buy. And then figuring that out, because Facebook can see with their own tags, a person that goes to your site, what sites they visited in the past from all the tags that are on other websites that are on the internet, and that's how it basically works. As per the results I told you I would share on this video at the end of the video if you stayed to the end, the mole removal cream company, we were generating about 20 grand worth of sales a month for this mole removal product on Google search ads itself. Once we added in YouTube and display campaigns, because I mentioned this is usually the second thing in line that you're going to do, we added about another 15,000 a month in sales on top of that, targeting the audiences I talked to you about earlier. The people that are just looking how to remove, tips to remove, and people searching for dermatologists to remove a mole, products, creams, all of that. Then when we added in the Facebook later on, we totally increased the sales all the way up past 100K a month in sales once the Facebook was factored into the equation, which tells you just how much light, if you will, is at the end of the tunnel once you finally build up a critical mass of data in your account, and why you want to go through running your camp. You're fat, you're happy, you got money, you're going to spend some money at the strip club. No, you're not going to do that. You're going to take what you're making, to peel off 20-30% of it, use it to start display campaigns that aren't going to work for quite a while, to start building up some data to train these algorithms, particularly on Facebook. And then the Facebook campaign is going to add and dwarf whatever you could do on Google search in the long run, like it did with this particular company. So anyway, with that said, I'm going to wrap it up with that. Thank you very much for watching. If you want a 30-minute coaching call, I've been starting to do this recently. Reach out to me at my site. I can look at all your stuff, your pricing strategy, your website, everything. Like if your ads are the problem or is it something else? I'm excellent at doing this because I've been doing it with a lot of different companies over the last 10 plus years at our firm. And every single person who's signed up for a coaching call recently has wanted another second coaching call because the info was so valuable to them. And I can uncork your result and I can what's the bottleneck in your business with just that 30-minute coaching call already. So if you're interested in that, reach out to me at my firm at guaranteeppc.com. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.
Remember when I said shopping campaign S was important during this video? Well, this video here tells you how to do it.